What's up guys, I'm Mr. Audio, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. So in this video, I'm going to show you two different ways where I clean up the low end of a real bass guitar or sampled bass guitar. You could record this guitar in yourself and use amp simulations, or you could use a sampled guitar, such as something from Native Instruments. Anyway, we're going to be using a sampled guitar from Native Instruments through Contact, and you can really see the movement of the notes when I have it in MIDI form. So you're going to see why we need to really clean up the low end so that it's more intelligible in the mix. Let's check it out. Okay, so here's the MIDI guitar right here. Let's zoom in right here. So here I've got the sampled guitar selected. You can see the MIDI notes. I'm going to solo it here and I'm just going to play it. And to me, that just doesn't sound like enough low end. It sounds like a very nice guitar, but there's just not a lot of low end there. And so this is just a DI. And I start out with this and just see how it sounds, right? Then, if I'm going to run it through an amp simulation, I like to separate out the low end and keep the low end just a DI. Make two separate tracks where I just single out the low end and just single out the high end. And then I run the high end through some amp simulations. Let me show you what that sounds like. So here's just that low end. And I've got this one selected. And now here's the high end of that same bass guitar ran through some amp simulations. That sounds great. I really like the way it sounds. The low end sounds nice. It's a bit more beefy. Let's see what they sound like together. And it sounds good, but there's a lot of movement there. It might be hard to hear it in the mix. Let's just see. And as you can see there, it's just not really intelligible, and there's almost a muddiness once I turn up the low end. You see what I'm saying? But this works great for a more sustained part. Let me show you a previous part in the song. So let me play it from right here. As you can see, that fits very well for this part, but with a lot of movement like that other part, it's just not really intelligible without me turning it up too high. Now sure, I could definitely automate some things, but I just don't think it would have the same effect as this next trick that I'm about to show you. So basically for this next trick, I'm going to take a synth patch, create a sine wave, and use that for the low end instead of the DI. So let's see what that sounds like. So first of all, I'm going to show you what the patch looks like and show you what it sounds like on its own. Let's go to that really busy part again. Notice how I've got the attack right here a little delayed. Let's see what happens if I don't do that. Now, I don't like all those clicks and pops. I might have to do a lot of editing. So I just kind of fade into it almost. Anyway. So let's see what those two sounds sound like together. Then I'll show you what it sounds like in the mix. Now let's compare the DI in the high end with the amps and the sine wave in the high end with the amps. Let's compare them both side by side so you can really see it. Then I'll show you what the synth patch with the high end sounds like in the mix. And as you can see, when I switched over, it's almost like the low end lost some harmonics and it really tightened up. Let's see what it sounds like in the mix, in multiple spots. As you can see, the second trick really works the best for this particular track. But if you have more sustained notes in your bass guitar performance, you may want to try the first trick. It's a lot easier to do, and it works in almost any case. Pop, rock, even metal sometimes. You really got total control of the low end with these two tricks here. Anyway, that's the video, guys. I kept it short and sweet today. I'll see you in the next one. Mr. Audio, out.